Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining, my name is Deanna and this is our second YouTube channel. We have Dyer Family Farm and then Life on Dyer Family Farm. My husband Jack and I farm on our 15-acre farm. We are uppotting tomatoes. My uncle had sent me 60 tomato plants in the mail. They arrived great all the way from Houston. So my Uncle Larry sent me and Jack some tomato plants from his plants.
Houston.
And they came from Houston, Texas.
Holy wow. Oh, moly.
Wow.
Smells like tomatoes. We can set that in a tray.
And
it's still
these
damp.
are all rutted.
They're all healthy.
Yeah, they look wonderful.
And there's your cucumber.
And a cucumber. Thank you, Uncle Larry. And oh, they're not in soil. They're in some kind of
Medium.
it's like a foam.
Yeah. Cool beans.
So this is what he sent. These are what you call a sucker off of a tomato plant. Actually, this right here is a sucker on them in some soil. You know, they may be okay in them little pots. Them big pots may be way too much. I say we do them in the little pots and leave the yeah. So I'm gonna put this baby back where it belongs. I want to show you this one though. Look at these. Those roots. Wow. That one was going to town. Now he sent me 2 different kinds of tomatoes, he said. And these are going to be like a slicing tomato. These tomatoes are going to go into the high tunnel. Once we get past the danger of having another freeze. I am putting some water in this soil so we can put it in containers to up those tomatoes.
I'm just making sure we got enough of this size of pots. I'm going to talk a little bit about this equipment. These are a pretty standard 2-inch, 2.5-inch pot. They're not too expensive. You can get them pretty cheap. We hadn't had to buy any for quite a while. But the one thing I want to let you know is when you're buying equipment, these came from, you need to get, just my recommendation, as best equipment as you can afford. If you can't afford the good stuff, don't sweat it. Get what you can afford, but if you can afford the good stuff, they'll last you for years. These are much heavier than the cheaper trays. This one, it'll bend and buckle, and this one is solid.
These 10, you can put your tray in there, then put your cups in there, and you can bottom water. But these crush along here, and you may not know it, and all of your water will leak out of it, so you don't get to bottom water as efficiently or effectively as you would in the
better
sturdier tray.
So they're called a 10-20 tray.
How many are you getting in there?
I don't know. I've got 60.
That's 21.
I've got 60 here. Total.
That's 7 rows of 3.
Yeah. 14 rows of 3 is 42. I got them.
Is that one a sturdy one or not? No.
No. We only got one sturdy one out here. You want to grab a couple of them others, we'll switch them over. And I can go, I don't know if y'all can see, then grab at least one more of these pots. This one's cracked. I don't know if y'all can see, I can go 4 wide, but if you really look under here, that's going to keep these middle ones up so it doesn't let them set down, which making it where they could not get water from the bottom, because like Deanna was saying, we're going to water from the bottom. So 3 wide is all we're going to go. It's cracked too.
Did you have a... Oh, those are for recycle. Did you have a heavier drill?
Okay. One more, I think. $56, $57, $58, $59, one on that row will make $60. So if that's all you can afford is the cheaper ones, they do crush easy on the corners and stuff and cause them to leak like Deanna was talking about. But they will still do the job. I'm just saying, you can buy these not very much cheaper than you can buy the heavier ones, and the heavier ones will last you years longer. So ultimately making them cheaper. So all we're gonna do, the dirt will settle in here, but we're just gonna top them off.
Oh, I packed mine just a tad.
And you want that just wet enough it clumps together and not wrings out water. Just, it might be a little bit wet, but that's not gonna hurt for a transplant.
We'll have to add more water because I didn't get wet too deep.
Yeah, you're just, you're right. Oop.
Thank you again, Uncle Larry, for the plants.
Yes, sir. We love you.
Yes, we do.
Uncle Larry lives in Houston. He wanted to know if we'd had them set out yet, but we got to watch for that last frost. We get past that, which we're in zone 7B, and our last average frost date is April the 2nd. I was talking to Deanna's mama a little bit ago, and she said that the analysts are saying that in this part of the country, we're running about 2 weeks ahead in the calendar. So that still puts us mid-March before we get past our last average frost date for the year. And if we're wrong, we hadn't hurt nothing. If we set them outside and we're wrong, we could lose all the tomato plants.
Yeah.
And that's a bad deal.
Sorry.
So if y'all don't know, we are in central Oklahoma, south central Oklahoma. And this is just a good seed starting mix. I'll look in a minute and tell you exactly which one it is, just in case you're interested.
Started out, I'll tell you how the temperature is today. Of course, it's mid-afternoon, and we went to church this morning, went out to eat lunch with the kids, come home, got some chores started inside the house, come out to get this done, and I came out in shorts, this tank top, and a flannel shirt, and my Crocs, and I've already, like within 5 minutes, shucked my flannel shirt. It's too hot.
It is warm. So this soil we're using is made by Jolly Gardener. It's called a Proline C20. It's just a seed starting mix. Really all you're looking for is something with some vermiculite or something in it. Those little beads, that'll hold moisture in the soil and give your plant just that little bit of extra chance of making it.
Which I think this will be perfect for those because some of them, like the first one I showed you, didn't have roots like the second one that I showed you. So I think this is perfect for that.
They'll continue to root though.
Oh yeah, tomatoes
happy.
are, if you didn't know, tomatoes are actually a weed.
Considered a weed, yeah, they're a vining weed.
So they,
South America and Argentina.
They're very prolific in growing. They're hardy. In fact, they may do okay in the high tunnel, but I would rather play it on the safe side just a little bit than to lose them like Jack said. How many more do you like?
I think we got them all. I was just topping a couple up a little.
Just taking these babies in, I'm gonna stick them down in there. You want me to hand you some? May take us both to get them. I just pulled this one out. I don't know what you're doing here.
Blood meal. I'm gonna put blood meal on them.
I don't know that I've ever heard of putting blood meal on.
Blood meal's really good for tomatoes. So we're just taking, I know Deana's already showed y'all, it's got a little foam plug that they're started in, but you can see the little root there, and we're just taking that and setting it firm in the soil. We're not packing the soil tight, but we're packing it firm to hold the tomato upright. See, look at that one, boy. It's got some good good roots already started. That's like a rock wool foam, I think.
I may have to get some information on him as far as that stuff, doing them that way. He does a lot of aquaponics.
Well, he grew up in Rush Springs, Oklahoma, and that is nothing but a farming community, which is just 6 miles north of us. Smart man.
He does.
Well, that guy right there was ready for a new pot for sure. I want to show y'all. You're getting your tray, I know that.
I know, but I don't know what I've gotten.
I want to show y'all. This is that pot. This is that tomato I just said was ready for a new pot. But Deana said we were planting suckers off of Uncle Larry's plants. This, when you have the vine make a branch, and then you have another little shoot come up in the armpit of that branch, those are what's called a sucker. But he cut those off of his plants and rooted them for us.
But we don't want to trim that one off because that's what's going to grow.
We're not trimming it off. I'm just showing and explaining what a sucker is. And if you look, I'm hoping that's coming out on the camera, but if you look, there's thousands upon probably millions of little hair-like structures coming off the stalk of that. Those will become roots. That's why a tomato will grow like a weed.
Actually plucked off some blooms on on 2 of them the day I got them. We got them on Friday. Today's Sunday. And I plucked 2 bloom pods. There were 6 of them on 2 of these different ones that I plucked off, because at this stage you don't want all the energy going to setting your fruit, because they're too small to set fruit at this stage. You want them to go into producing more of a plant.
I want to show you something. This one had just a little scraggly thing sticking off of it, but it does have roots, and there is green at the top. I'll bet you we get a tomato plant out of that one. We're going to go ahead and plant it, take care of it like it's as big as any of them. Deanna found another one of them that there's roots to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna plant it. You'd be surprised. There was 3 that I think this one was the 3rd one. I got 2 here in mine that didn't look real good, but they were in the middle of all those.
This is a seed starting tray. It's much smaller, and Uncle Larry, I don't know if he buys them already with that rock wool media in it or he puts that in there, but being wedged, they are wedged down smaller at the bottom than they are at the top. It makes that easier to come out and less likely you'll disturb the plant by being transplanted.
Okay, now we need to bottom water these. Put some water in them and let them soak that up. Turn this way. Well, this table's not level.
I'm gonna put just a little bit of some blood meal on it, and it's a 1200, but we've got some more when we transplant them we'll put on there. What was it?
Some calcium nitrate.
Calcium nitrate.
We'll put it in the hole when we transplant them. Giving them a pretty good drink right now.
Yeah, they just been uprooted. Not really uprooted, but disturbed.
I might have should have waited for you to do the blood meal.
Didn't take too much. Just put just a little bit in there in each one.
It's just 2 pounds per 100 square foot for flowers and bed plants.
For tomatoes, they're pretty good. It's pretty good stuff.
So the calcium nitrate is good for blossom end rot.
And we definitely want to pay attention to that. We've had a lot of problems with blossom end rot before.
That was on our San Marzano tomatoes. We lost almost all of our San Marzano tomatoes.
Yeah, we didn't
To
pick.
that.
I bet we didn't pick a
That
tenth. That we didn't get a tenth of the tomatoes that was actually grown.
It was 3 years ago
Yeah,
that
something
we
like
had
that.
those. We had, I don't know how many, 100 and something.
San Marzano's a paste tomato, which is better for making salsas and stuff like that. There's less liquid in them.
I haven't watered this one yet.
No. Might want to sprinkle these again.
But these are sure nice and dark green. He had them fertilized really well.
This is a 2-ounce shot glass. I used less than 3 of those for almost 60 tomato plants. I've talked about it on our other channel while Deanna's watering in the background. When you have a great big bed like this, and we've got red onions down this side and Texas 10-15 sweets down that side. These are just red sweets, but the middle is empty. And when you have it like that, you want to water the entire bed so that the middle being dry doesn't rob water from your plants. So you water the whole bed just like every part of it had something in it.
The washing machine must have kicked in because my pressure cut way back. There's a ladybug. Hey guys, thanks for following us along on our farm journey. And like and share and subscribe to our channel. That's the best way that you can help us, and it is free. And we just ask you guys just go out and be a blessing to someone. And if we can pray for you, please leave a comment. We'd be glad to pray for you. God bless y'all. Bye.